Hi, I'm Tim. I'm one of InspireWorks facilitators, and I want to talk to you about inspiring creativity. Now that's a very lofty phrase and sounds quite intimidating, I think, but really it's just about getting people to relax and enjoy themselves and express themselves. So I have certain principles that I just want to mention to you. The first is, if you can play an instrument really well, then the best way to put someone off trying to experiment with it is to show them how good you are. So try to avoid intimidating them with your skill. Actually use your skill to be able to give them something solid to work with. So if you want them to make up their own rhythm, then just give them a simple pulse like this. So they've got something to work with, especially when you've got a large number of people, like 20 or 30 kids. You're going to need something really solid for them to be able to hear. You might want to use one of the children to do that, but for yourself, you can use that as your main activity, just holding the key pulse there. Secondly, make sure that they understand that you are welcoming everything that they do. So it doesn't matter what their skill level is, it doesn't matter what instrument they're playing, but that it all has equal value. So the child who chooses to copy you in playing the pulse, then that's fine. The child who wants to play something more complicated, that's fine as well. As long as everybody is listening to that pulse, it will work together. And the different instruments, the children often think, oh, the drums are the thing and everything else is just a kind of an add-on. I always make a point of saying that everybody has an equal voice, they have one instrument each. And that's really important. Then one of my little tricks is that I try to get myself to remember to get them to take their eye off the ball. So anything you can find to distract them from trying to be really good on the drum, but actually just get them hearing what's going on in the room, is always going to work well. So get them to perhaps watch what somebody else is doing in the room, or get them to think about something else. So rather than getting them to play a rhythm, get them to play the sound of something. So that's kind of creating almost pictures with sound. So you might say, play the sound of an elephant, or a herd of wildebeest, or the sound of milk when somebody drops the bottle and smashes it, or something like that. Just anything that gets them thinking non-musically, even though you want them to do something musical. And then going along with that, and very close to it, is give them direction without telling them what to play. So again, bringing them back to the pulse is very important with that, but also saying you might want to try playing that a little bit louder or a little bit quieter, or you might like to simplify what you're doing. All of those things are important pointers, but you're not telling them what to play, you're just giving them suggestions for how to play as much as anything else. And then finally, when people are improvising, very often they think it's making it up as you go along. So you just go, let your hands get on with it. And that's when everything gets really, really messy. So I talk to all the groups that I work with about the idea of intentionality. Now I don't necessarily use that word, because clearly that wouldn't work with some children, but that it's about knowing what you're going to do before you do it. So you don't just make it up in your head, but what you do is you think about what you want to play, make sure you can play it, and then play it. So hopefully all of that makes some sense and will help you with what you're doing. Have a good time with it.